surprised there's nobody down here watching me ride this thing. Oh, yeah, there is. Hey guys, this is Darklink, and welcome to the park, which is a horror game where you have to survive a park that's been abandoned for many years.
Where's Mr. Bear?
I haven't seen Mr. Bear, Callum. Stay in the car. I'll go and ask information.
Wow, sensitivity is really high. Alright, that's better. No sprint mechanic yet. Atlantic Island.
Patrons, the park is now closed. Please make your way to the car park at your earliest convenience. Employees, prepare the park for shutdown.
Press X, interact with objects in the world, examine plaque.
Callum was born the day this place opened. This is his favorite place in the world.
Atlantic Island Park, a tribute to the untamed heart of Solomon Island and the people who use their talents to bring the dream of Nathaniel Winter to life. May this park be a place where joy and laughter are gathered and used to infect all those who follow after. Dedicated this first of day of May, 1977, James B. Longley. Alright. Going up to information.
Hey, Lorraine. Lorraine. Don't blame yourself, Lorraine. People lose things all the time. Take a deep breath and think about the last place you saw your son's teddy bear. Hey, stop! I think your boy just ran into the park. I'll unlock the gates for you.
Thank you. Press circle to shout to Callum. Shouting provides audible and visual clues to guide you. Welcome to the park.
Wait up there for Mommy, Callum!
Hey! Come here, you. Am I not gonna, like, run up the stairs?
Something special about the entrance to an amusement park. A line drawn between the real world and the world of whimsy within. On this side, the apathy of our everyday lives. And other, anything we might dare to dream. It's no wonder Callum ran back inside. I wouldn't want to leave either.
Attention employees, the park is now closed. Have a safe journey home.
Yeah, this doesn't look dangerous at all.
Oh God. The park. What happened here? It's easy to get lost here.
Alright, well, we can now sprint. So, I guess we're gonna go look around for our son, who just... I can, but I didn't see where you went.
Wait for Mommy!
Oh, there you are. Come here, you. Don't be running off like that. You're gonna get eaten by a bunny. A bunny mascot. Oh, bats. That thing's looking at me too, man. Carrie Killian is... okay, well. That's not very nice.
Wait, Callum!
Oh yeah, it's giving me a visual cue. Examine shoe.
I think this belongs to Callum.
I think it does too. Examine plaque.
Chipmunk, huh? Just a drunk guy in a suit.
Chad the Chipmunk welcomes you to Atlantic Island Park. Chad can be seen in daily ice sculpting shows in the following locations. Chad the Chipmunk, worst in class. Chad can't even seem to pass. Chad gets angry, likes to fight. Chad is beaten every night. Chad will have a dead-end job. Chad will die a useless slob. That's very Loving, and also he has red eyes that look like they're looking at me. Can I go in the bathroom? No.
Where did you go?
Come on, Mommy.
I'm coming.
Don't hide from me, Callum.
Over here.
Callum, stay where you are.
Did he get on a boat? You little... Oh, here's my ride. I don't want to miss my ride. Let's ride the Swan.
They were very poor and had very little to bite or sup.
Isn't this just relaxing? I love a nice, calm horror game.
Come back.
Yeah, because I'm sure he can just stop the boat whenever he wants.
Near a great forest, there lived a poor woodcutter, his wife and his 2 children. A boy named Hansel and a girl named Gretel. They were very poor and had very little to bite or sup. What will become of us? The woodcutter asked his wife one night. I tell you what, husband, we will take the children into the thickest part of the forest tomorrow and abandon them there. No, my wife, I cannot do that, said the man. Then we will all 4 starve, you fool. Hansel and Gretel overheard their parents talking, and Gretel began to weep. Do not fret, Gretel, Hansel said. He crept out of the hut and gathered white stones from the ground to fill his pockets. The next morning, the woodcutter leads the children into the forest. Before they leave, their mother gives them a slice of bread and warns them that they will get no more food that day. Clever Hansel leaves a trail of white stones behind them as they pass into the woods. When their father leaves them, the children wait.
I just kind of realized this guy was here.
The trail back to their parents' house.
Callum, where did you go?
After receiving a thorough scolding from their parents for getting lost in the woods, the children are sent to bed without any supper. Hansel tried to sneak out and collect more white stones, but found that the door was locked. Tomorrow I will take them into the woods myself, the wife told the woodcutter. In the morning, their mother gave them a slice of bread and led them deep into the forest once again.
Is this place gonna collapse?
Hansel broke his bread into pieces and left a trail of breadcrumbs to lead them safely home. But hungry-eyed birds and his trail was destroyed. Abandoned by their unable to find the trail home, the children wandered in the forest for 3 days. The children stumbled into a clearing with an exceedingly strange house. Its walls were made of gingerbread, and its windows were panes of clear sugar. Hansel, desperately hungry, ran forward and began to nibble on the walls. Nibble, nibble, little mouse. Who is nibbling at my house? An old woman emerged from the house, sniffing the air and peering around with cloudy eyes. Oh, you dear children, who brought you here? Just come in and stay with me. No harm will come to you. But Hansel and Gretel stayed back, for the old woman reminded them of their cruel mother. Come, children, don't be afraid. I have something for you. The old woman offered them 2 enormous lollipops. The children took them and began to eat. You see, nothing to fear here. Come inside, the old woman urged, and the children, still licking their sweets, followed. Once inside the house, the old woman changed. She stuffed Hansel into a cage and put Gretel to work, sweeping and cleaning her hut. Your brother will make a good mouthful, the old witch told Gretel. Once he is fattened up, I shall feast upon him. Time passed, and poor Hansel refused to eat, fearing the day that the witch would eat him. The witch, for her part, grew impatient. Today I will cook and eat your brother, Gretel. Climb inside and light the oven. But Gretel pretended not to understand. I do not know how. Where is the opening? Fool, the old witch said. The opening is here. And she moved to show Gretel. Seizing her courage, brave Gretel gave the witch a shove, and the old crone tumbled forward into the oven. Gretel slid a large iron bolt over the door to the oven. Gretel freed her brother Hansel, and together they lit a fire beneath the oven. And though she screamed and begged, the children sat by the oven until her screams had stilled, and the witch was cooked. And then, because even children can't survive on sweets, they divided up the body of the old witch and ate her.
Well, sounds like she got what she deserved. We got a, what? Mr. Duck? What are you looking at? Or swan. That's not a duck, sorry. Swan. Hey, there's my son. Wait, that's just a... I'm blind. Clearly I need my glasses. Well, if this thing just looped around, I think it would have been better to just wait for our son to get there, huh?
Stay where you are!
I don't know where he is. No! Come here, right now.
Hansel and Gretel. I used to read it to Callum when the electricity was shut off. Those poor children. The whole world against them. The forest, the birds, the old witch, even their own parents. I used to imagine that Callum and I were the kids in that story. Not mother and son, but brother and sister, hand in hand against the unkind world. We were always hungry, looking for our own house made of candy, looking for the sweetness that could take the pain away. Hunger leads people to desperate, terrible places where the tree branches reach like claws.
Well, the statue's missing, and I don't know if I walked past this or just totally missed it. Purchased the land in Solomon Island for a pittance, I might add. Whatever old Archie Henderson did to the locals, just the mention of his name had people slamming doors and locking shutters from the moment I arrived on the island. My lawyers had arranged everything in advance, but the realtor said still had to come and deliver the keys to me personally. He took it upon himself to offer me another warning. I don't know what you're planning to do with this land, Mr. Winter, but the soil here is bitter with a curse carried from the old country, old man Henderson. He did terrible things, dark things. The land remembers, sir. I dismissed him shortly afterwards, mostly amused by his pathetic attempts at warning me off. I have a great vision for this place, and the will to see that vision through to the very end. Atlantic Island Park. The name is perfect, and I can't imagine it being anyone else's. This is the start of something amazing. Alright, so I've opted to go all the way around because I didn't see anything over there. So maybe we'll find some progression this way.
Callum, come back here right now!
Catch me, Mommy.
So far the lore that we have.
Another accident. This place.
Hey, it's a teddy bear. Can I turn off that alarm? Despite the constant interruptions to work, Atlantic Island Park will be opening in time. The governor is booked to cut the ribbon, so the only real question is whether we will have any customers. I'm not truly worried. The customers will come out of simple curiosity. I deduced what it was needed from the banned writings of Archie Henderson. It's astonishing to think that a resonance of positive emotions can be used to fuel such a process. Henderson himself chose to use negative, and that caused some of the taint that still lingers in this place. I will not make his mistakes. Very soon, I will know if this has all been for nothing. Okay. There's also a teddy bear with his eye stabbed. I'm sure that's not concerning. It's nothing to worry about. Stones. Sticks and stones may break my bones, but words can never hurt me. Why is that active? And why is it creepy looking? Am I gonna have to get on that thing? Probably.
This old thing used to make the blood run to my head. Make me dizzy. The guy just snapped. Those poor
Oh no.
kids.
Eyewitness reported Atlantic Island Park incident. Officer on duty, Sheriff F. Bannerman. Witness name, Creed Norma. Statement. We were waiting for our turn on the ride. Frank, me, and the boys, and the fellow in the chipmunk suit is making an ice carving while people took photographs. Lawrence wanted to go over to him, but I've always been a bit wary of those suits. They give me the creeps. It's silly, I know. Anyway, the chipmunk man, he was carving and picking away at the ice, and at first we thought he was making some animal like a tiger or lion. But as more and more ice fell away, when you first looked it was like a human face smiling out of that block of the ice. But the more you looked at it, the more you saw that there was something not quite right about the proportions. Something unnatural that made your heart begin to beat just a little bit faster. Like you were prey and that thing in the ice was a hunter. But then these teenagers walked up and one of them made a face at the carving and said something rude to the guy in the chipmunk suit. Well, he went berserk. For a few moments it was chaos. Everybody was running away from the guy who had one of the teenagers on the ground and he was stabbing with the ice pick. And blood was spraying and people were screaming and Frank and I had the kids and we were dragging them away as fast as we could. And the last thing I saw before Frank dragged me away was the eyeball of one of those poor kids had landed on the ice sculpture, making the horrible creature look more or less alive. Yikes. Mr. Chipmunk is not a very nice man.
Come out, sweetie.
Alright, let's...
Treachery hides in thoughts. Treachery that lashes like a whip and scars our insides. The first time I saw Callum, my thoughts betrayed me. I looked down at this wrinkled, red, bawling thing and I thought, is that it? We build our world from expectations, and the world that I had built for Callum was no different. He was so real, so there, and so far from my expectations. And they shattered, and as they fell in pieces, that one treacherous thought became a new foundation. All of the love that we shared, all of the warmth and goodness that followed, built on a single, traitorous thought.
I thought working in the park for a summer would be a lot of fun, but the end of the season here really drags. There aren't many tourists around, and so most of the staff spends their day standing around gossiping. And most of that gossip is about Chad. I mean, Steve. See? Even I am starting to call him Chad, and I went to school with the guy. It's that goddamn suit. In the beginning it was a laugh. Steve, the local lush, the Chad, the chipmunk, child-friendly mascot in Atlantic Island Park. Lock up your daughters and all that. But the more he wears that suit, the weirder Steve is getting. At first it was little things like refusing to change out of the suit at work and taking it home with him every day. But then I saw him at Susie's diner, still wearing it. It wasn't even a work day. Some of the staff complained discreetly that the park management about the smell, and I saw him walking and talking with Mr. Winter, the owner, one day. But nothing seems to have changed. The suit still smells like a carcass whenever Steve walks by. And apparently Steve has picked up some new skills since the last time I saw him. Puking up in a gutter outside ice soil station, because he sure as hell can carve a mean ice sculpture. Those shapes he makes in the ice, though, they give me the creeps. Steve came by the booth today, lucky me, and he just hung around for a while. I couldn't really tell because of the suit, but it seemed like he was just staring at me, sizing me up, eye-fricking me, whatever he was doing. I asked him what he wanted, and he just stood there, not saying anything. Eventually, I called my supervisor, and when he came by, Steve, wandered off. My supervisor told me to put everything in writing, so here it is. Also, I quit. I don't want to see that chipmunk suit ever again. Laura Henman. That was not nice. Let's just progress, because I think we're going the right way. That is a very...
Constant crashes and 80s music. I guess it floats someone's boat.
Can I ride the bumper cars? Are these gonna have like a little, secret in one of them? Surely. Game developers always hide secrets in bumper cars. Here we go. Called it. Accident reports. Employee's name, Francis DeFresne. Time and date of the accident/incident, 25th October 1976. Job titles and departments. Laborers working on the crane. Supervisor, lead person, Richard Stapleton. Witnesses, Lawrence Creed, Michael Edgeworth. Brief description of the incident or incident. During the transport of the bumper cars into the arena, one of the straps attaching to the load of the truck came untied, causing a cascade of bumper cars into Francis, who was standing directing the driver. Francis was crushed by the weight of the cars. Describe any injuries caused. Francis was killed. Did the injured employee see a doctor? X yes, X no. If yes, did you file an employer's portion of the workers' compensation form? Yes. Supervisor comments. Dexter, the truck driver, claims to have seen someone on the back of the load undoing the straps. Nobody else reported seeing that. The sheriff has requested that Dexter provide him with urine samples. What could have been done to prevent this accident? Double checking if the straps after transit should be mandatory, and drug screening for all drivers. Have the unsafe conditions been corrected? No. Employer or supervisor signature. Illegible signature. Date 25th October 1976. Additional comments/notes. The local laborers are very superstitious and this hasn't helped. Some of them are refusing to return to work until we have someone from the local church walk the park and exorcise the spirits. What is... This thing is zooming at me! Just kidding, it didn't get me. Here's another piece of paper.
What is this about?
Nathaniel Winter, financial genius or eccentric geriatric. When Nathaniel Winter, billionaire mogul, announced his intention to build an amusement park on the fog-shrouded shores of Solomon Island off the coast of New England, they were down the Wall Street. Winter, who made his fortune through a series of savvy investments during his post-war boom, has long been considered an eccentric but brilliant man. His passion for the New England region has always been at the forefront of his investment portfolio, with him pouring funds into local businesses, small and large. In general, his business sense and investments have paid off, and due to his generosity, Winter enjoys a friendly relationship with the governor and other key political figures. So why with a track record like this are the Wall Street wizards shaking their heads? At first glance, Solomon Island is an odd choice, a tiny town called Kingsmouth with a sleepy main street, a preppy academy for dropouts from Boston, a lighthouse that is already in the process of being automated, and a belligerent tribe of natives who were very recently involved in a dispute over the Blue Ridge mines. It doesn't make sense, one commentator pointed out. New England has a short summer. This far and north, the number of visitors to Solomon Island per person are limited. I don't see how he expects to turn a profit. But others have far more faith in Winter. Under condition of anonymity, an engineer who has seen the plans for the park notes several anomalies. He's digging far deeper than is needed in the amusement park, including several underground chambers which are too small to house machinery. If you ask me, the old man is looking for something buried beneath the island itself. Could this be the real reason that the eccentric businessman is relocated to this remote northern island? Is this corporate misdirection of the highest order by a crafty entrepreneur? With the disputes over the Blue Ridge mine with the native population ongoing, there is definitely something buried beneath Solomon Island. Perhaps Nathaniel Winter is going to surprise us all. Perhaps. So it seems that there's something buried underneath this place.
It's a matter of public record that I am a failure as a mother. Once, when Callum was very small, I left him asleep in the car while I ran an errand. Don't even remember what it was. When I came back, the sheriff was standing next to the car, watching my boy through the window. I didn't like what I saw in his eyes. Judgment. He wrote me the ticket without saying a word. Just the scratch of his pen on the notepad. When he gave it to me, our eyes met. I know what you're going through. My daughter, Helen, she just gets some help. Help was a bolt of lightning. Help was 1,000 volts surging through my veins. Help is agony. I'd rather die. I wanted to scream. I'd rather you pulled your gun and shot me. But instead my mouth said, "Yes, Sheriff."
Continually delayed by the incompetence of the builders, the problem is that they are locals, and so they believe a lot of the rumors about what Old Man Henderson used to do here. They grew up on those tales. Every time a bolt came loose or a wrench goes missing, those fools are crossing themselves against the black magic. Of course, that is why I chose this site over all the other potential. Solomon Island is a nexus for dark energies, and the thought of all that power just dissipating beneath the earth here, it makes my skin crawl. I called in a few favors back in Brooklyn and got something at the local academy to see if they had any interesting books about local history. Turns out they do, and it turns out that Old Man Henderson has some pretty strong connections to the Brooklyn crowd. Perhaps something he wrote will help me find the plans that I am missing. Mayhaps. Mayhaps they will. I guess, is the purpose of getting on this thing to, like, get a better view of finding my son, maybe?
People come into your life for a reason. Dad used to say that before Mom ran off. After that, he mostly just drank. Things were different for Don and I. When we met, I was sweeping the floor at Susie's diner. He came in with some workers, but he didn't try to flirt or cop a feel like the others. He just ordered a coffee and sat there, watching me. When my shift was over, he offered to walk me home. I don't know how to describe that walk. We talked and laughed and eventually kissed. It felt like love. It felt like a fairy tale. I can't tell you if Callum was made that night or one of the ones that followed. But I think it has to be that night. That one perfect night. Don and I moved in together, but then, well, he died. According to the supervisor, his safety harness failed when he was working on the top of the Ferris wheel. Don was there one moment, and then gone. Sometimes people leave your life for no reason. I was 3 months pregnant with Callum. Fairy tale fucking over.
Surprised there's nobody down here watching me ride this thing. Oh, yeah, there is. I guess one of them fell off, huh? Let me guess, you're gonna tell me how to crouch? No, you're not. Take roller coaster ticket. Oh, where did that come from? I'm scared something's gonna, like, start chasing me at some point. I imagine there'll be a chase scene or two.
A lot of people idolize their children. You hear them talking about their kids and just the way they talk, their fucking voices make me want to vomit. My angel likes to read, and little Johnny is so good on the piano. Fuck those people! You give up 9 months of your life carrying them, you traumatize yourself giving birth to them, and then you spend the rest of your life as their slave. Wiping asses, mopping up piss, feeding them, little life-sucking monsters who take and take and take until... we all go insane. Any parent who pretends otherwise is just dishonest. That's called choice supportive bias. I am honest. Callum really grinds my gears, and he owes me everything. Everything. It served the little fuck right if I just abandoned him.
Damn, are we turning into, the woman from
I always wanted to ride this one.
that story we saw at the
Never got around
beginning?
to do it before.
With the two kids who went into the forest and their parents abandoned them. Well, let's get on the roller coaster. Let's do it. There he is. Manning it for me.
We need to talk about Callum.
What do you mean? What have you done to him?
That's insulting. You and your boy are everything that this place doesn't want. The antithesis of what we stand for.
Where is Callum?
The poor child. He tried so hard to do what he was taught. He even left you a trail of breadcrumbs. But the park is just so hungry.
More Hansel and Gretel.
My son is.
The witch has him now. Has both of you. No happy ending here, I'm afraid.
Just leave me alone.
Fool. You always were.
Alright, well. Oh, I did not get to read that. I don't know what that said. Well, Callum went flying. I wonder who that guy was. Ah, flashlight, finally.
The witch awaits.
The witch awaits.
Callum! Callum!
What are you scared of?
I guess everything, honestly.
Callum has bruises on his arms, finger marks. Someone has been hurting him. I've asked him, demanded really, to know where he got the marks. But he doesn't want to answer me. Something has scared him into silence. He doesn't dare talk. He's been changing too. Something sinister lurks in the darkness behind his eyes. I catch him staring at me at odd moments. In the night, he tosses and turns and cries out words that I cannot understand. When I try to soothe him, he snaps and bites at my fingers. I think he wants to talk to me. I think he wants to tell me. But they are watching him every minute of every day. They are whispering to him in his sleep, changing him. They are taking my baby away from me. I can save him. And there will be pain. But I love him, and in the end, he will understand why.
Sounds an awful lot like you might be going a little insane.
The whole town was shocked by that one. Never found out who did it.
Cotton Candy Corpse leaves sour taste in park-goers' mouths by Howie Laurel. Yesterday evening, visitors to Atlantic Island Park were shocked and horrified by the discovery of a dismembered corpse behind the cotton candy stand. According to local authorities, the corpse has yet to be identified. However, they have confirmed that the remains appear to be those of a child. The corpse was discovered by a group of teenagers from Innsmouth Academy who noticed a pair of ravens tugging at something just out of sight behind the shack. Nathaniel Winter, the owner of Atlantic Island Park, has released the following statement. It is a true tragedy when something like this occurs, especially in a place that was designed to bring forth happiness and joy. The staff of Atlantic Island Park offer their condolences to the family and friends of the victim and will cooperate fully with the authorities to help bring the case to rest. The Solomon Chronicle will provide daily updates on this story going forward. Oh, is this where the body was found? Is that Callum?
Poor bastard. Who did this to him?
Was it you? Was he? Oh, God, dude. It was Chad. Or Steve. Callum. Let's go home. Oh boy, yeah. So I think we're in like an insane asylum right now or something.
These are mine.
I couldn't tell what type of medication that was. Oh boy. Are you better off than you were 4 years ago? Reagan of 80. All that you love will be carried away. Some kids laugh and some kids cry, but mostly children simply die. Say no to graffiti. Only dead fish follow the stream. Your mother, clearly she has high standards. Not safe. The League. I can taste your dreams. Sheriff Bannerman is a fat pig, but his daughter is hot. I saw that earlier. Frat gravity. Eroi Reggae. I can't read that. Fear the boogeyman. Stop picking your nose then. Haha. Don't believe anything they tell you. Man, we are... These pills really did a number on us, didn't they? Hey, wait, what? Okay, fine, I'll go this way. Hey, I found... my son's teddy bears. With janky physics.
Don't touch me.
Come here, you. I'm trying to help you.
Don't leave me here, Callum.
While I'm tripping balls. I'm guessing we're going this way? Yes.
Okay, no.
This game just gets darker and darker, huh? Well, I guess we're going this way now.
Park is a collage of contradictions all of its own. Millions of people die every year in car crashes, and the park has little cars designed specifically to simulate that action. Hear the children scream with joy. In the sideshow alley, you can walk away with 15 cents worth of mass-produced Chinese teddy bears, while a grinning carny pockets your hard-earned $5. What secrets lie beneath the sullen waters of the lake? The tears of jilted lovers, the soiled condoms of illicit affairs, the clotted blood of the lonely suicide. And the face of the witch looms over it all. I've always despised her toothy grin and warty nose. I hate that sparkle in her weathered, watchful eyes. I think Callum is waiting for me. Inside.
I bet he is. Done. Atlantic Park has closed its gate. A jeering throng of townfolk gathered as we hung the heavy iron padlock on the gates. Small-minded fools scared of what they don't understand. My machines lie silent and dejected, but I am not beaten. I have sent my wife and son back to Boston. I have retreated here to the House of Horrors. I must think. So are you the owner, the guy in the suit? What was that? What was that? Okay, it's gonna be like this, huh? Ha 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 ha. Okay. It's gonna be just a bunch of... Oh no, my flat... Was that ever there? What's real? Hey, it's me. That's what I look like in real life, by the way. I bet you one of these mirrors is gonna have, like, something standing behind me. Got some more notes for me? No. Can I go through the door? No. I see you around that corner there. Oh, hello. Yeah, I knew you were there. I know you're not real. You're just a figment of my imagination. We're still just feeling the effects of those pills we took earlier, right? Yeah, that's gotta be what it is. Something is skittering around here. Alright. So far, so normal. Ish. What's down this way? Yeah. The light scared me. What's down the hallway over here? Because I feel like I need to go check that out. Is this just a dead end? Yeah. Might be a note in here or something, though. Nothing of interest, except maybe a jump scare on the way back? No? Okay. Alright, okay. Alright. I see you. I see you. Every single one of these is gonna get me, man. Every single one. Without a doubt. Is this anything? Why'd you say boo? Why'd you whisper that in my ear? Got a page? Incidents, and I cannot dismiss them as random chance. The park works, but something is interfering with its intended function. It's as though the very air in this place is corrupting the power, even as I collect it. A few casualties here and there are acceptable, but when employees go on stabbing rampages, it draws attentions. I'd rather not have the boys in blue, either kind, investigating this place too closely. It's a shame about Steve. I rather liked him. Wait. Wasn't Steve... They started calling Chad because he was wearing the suit all the time or something? God! Damn it. Every one of those. I'm not immune. Hey, bro. Where you going? I want to talk to you. Am I the little duck? My little ducky? Oh, I can just open it. I figured it was going to be locked, but I guess there's nowhere else to go. You know, I was thinking we'd probably end up underground at some point. I know you're in there. I kind of liked having that flashlight on. Nightmare Circus. The circus burns to the ground in opening night, killing dozens. The owner is put to death by an enraged mob of townsfolk, just as he shouts out a curse. Now, Raven, a dark-souled wanderer, comes to the ruins at dusk in search of his missing mother. Let the show begin. Is that us? Or it is me
After
and...
they let me out, they gave me Callum back and sent me home with a handful of breadcrumbs. Home, bittersweet home. I barely recognized it. Where there had been color and light, there were shadows and regrets. Where there had been warmth, there was a bone-deep coldness that never went away. I tried my hardest to keep the ghosts at bay. Don, watching from the dusty corners while I tried to teach his son to read. My father, coldly assessing me and finding me lacking. I devoted myself to Callum and did the things that they told me. It will get better, they said. Every day will be a little better than the last. I'm in the woods now, lost and afraid. Things never got any better.
Alright, so this was basically a notice that their electricity has been shut off. Guessing they ran into some money problems. And now we're in... Aw. I guess our home? Because we're crazy? And seeing things at this point? Read shopping list. Milk, cheese, bread, butter, corn, potatoes, apples, fish sticks. Remember, drop off Callum, electricity bill, fix faucet. I guess our faucet's not. Oh yeah, it's just running. Can I open the fridge? It's gonna be empty. No, it's just pretty typical. It's locked. There's a water heater. Our living room, I'm assuming? Read letter. As we agreed in our meeting today, we consider you fully recovered from your illness. This letter is official notice that you are considered sound of mind and body and may return to work at any time. Please note that you should discontinue any medication that you have been using and dispose of any remaining medicines. If you feel at any time that you are suffering a relapse, then please make contact with your local physician immediately. We wish you continued good health. Alright, so we had some mental health issues that we've been battling. Lorraine, I received your letter and I'm quite surprised. You ran off with your father all those years ago, then disappeared off the edge of the map, and then when I finally tracked you down, refused to answer any of my letters. And now you write to me asking for help. I have another family now and another life. Your father was a horrible man and I regret the years that I wasted with him. I loved you, I truly did, but every year you grew more and more like him. You were his girl, never really mine. Still, I would have fought for custody if you hadn't run away with him. It broke my heart, but I need to go on living. I can't let you back into my life without picking open old wounds. I'm sorry, Lorraine, but I just can't do it. Maybe one day it will be easier and I can meet Callum, but not yet. I'm not ready to forgive you. Please don't contact me again. Karen. Jeez. Rough. I think that's like a child's toy. Dunwich Emergency Services. Name, Millard Lorraine Kimberly. Notes from overseeing psychologist. Lorraine seems to be suffering from depression that began early in her pregnancy. Our discussion have made it obvious that these episodes stem from the grief of losing her partner, Dawn, who died about 6 months ago. There are also several unresolved issues with her father. After being kept under careful observation, we provided standard treatment for this disorder, including electroconvulsion therapy. The patient responded and made rapid recovery. After care recommendations, weekly follow-up with a local physician, mood stabilizers, lithium-based, discharge instructions. Lorraine has a newborn son, Callum, who was placed in foster care shortly after birth when Lorraine displayed symptoms of disorientation and depression. It is our judgment that Lorraine is fit to have her son returned to her, and as long as she follows her recommended aftercare routine and continues with her medication, we have faith that she will be an effective caregiver. Lorraine has her own housing and her employer, Susie, has said that she is welcome to return to her shifts at the diner. Norma Creed, a local woman, has offered to care for Callum while Lorraine works. It is with the support network in mind that we feel confident releasing Lorraine from this institution. Medical instructions. A prescription for Zoloft that can be filled at Flagg's Pharmacy in Kingsmouth. She has been advised to start with a 10 milligram dose and then based on the advice of her doctor to increase the medication as needed. So Zoloft is an antidepressant. I guess a pretty strong one, I assume. Miss Melliard, our inquiry into the state of Mr. Donald Williams has been completed. We regret to inform you that the primary beneficiaries of his estate, including the life insurance settlement for accidental death, were listed as Rose Williams and Richard Williams, of New York State, the deceased's parents. Our agency made contact with Mr. and Miss Williams and explained your situation, especially as regards to the birth of Donald's son Callum. Unfortunately, they were not receptive to our overtures, and they specified that without any legal proof of a biological relationship, they consider you ineligible to receive any of the monies from Donald's estate. They have asked that we no longer contact them regarding this matter. I understand that this may have a negative impact on your current financial situation, and I hope that I'm not being too forward when I enclose the bill for our services with this letter. Oof. That is really bad. Those parents really owe her something. Okay, now we're back here. I guess this is our Zoloft. It's pretty tame, pretty common antidepressant. Lorraine, things aren't right between us at the moment. I know, I want to try and explain it. I think it's because I'm so far from home and I'm working so hard. Every day working at the park, it gets worse, like a spring inside my mind winding tighter and tighter and tighter. When we go for drinks after work, it gets a little better. The guys relax and we laugh and we're good people again. I don't want to come to you without being in my right mind, but when this job is done, we need to get out of this place. We need to go back to the city where I don't feel like this anymore. I love you. Donald. P.S. I was thinking about names for boys and girls. I like Callum for a boy and Emma if it's a girl. Old love letters back when they were happy. More pills. Oh, Callum. Oh, Callum. These horror games I've been playing lately are so sad. I'm guessing we're just gonna go in a loop now. Over and over. Till we eventually get to Callum, maybe? The drawings look more concerning. There's also some blood on the ground. Still can't open that door. Or that door. What? Dad took me? Oh, that's horrible. Is that her sister she was reaching out for? Reaching out to? And there's that man. I don't know what he represents. I think he might represent, like, the institutions. Uh-huh. It's getting weirder and weirder. Creepy. More and more strange. More and more pills, huh? I don't know, I've never taken Zoloft before. I don't know if it has any kind of, serious effects on you or not. Oh yeah, I haven't been checking the fridge. I should have been. There's a ice pick in there. You gonna pull out the flashlight? Both of these doors are locked still. Oh, finally. And you telling me you want me to go this way? No. Still locked. And more concerning imagery. Oh my god. Miss Mailer, as we agreed in our meeting today, we considered you to be... Let's be clear, you are in no way sound of mind and you are a danger to everybody around you. Please note that your only escape for this should be drugs. Smoking, snorting oral, and everything. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, so I think this is just representing the passage of time and our descent into... Thank you, William. The new watch. It is my nice if he made me a happy carrot. I don't know what that means. But yeah, our descent into madness, pretty much. Losing, you know, our happy little life. And I'm assuming our son passed away at some point. And this is just us reliving those experiences. Oh, these are... Lorraine, I need you to focus on what we were discussing. The chipmunk killer, Steve Gardner, he was locked away for what he did to those kids. Nathaniel Winter hasn't been seen in years, but he is nowhere near Atlantic Island Park. We've established this. You know this. So I guess these have, like, info on the back of them. The woodcutter is dead. The witch always wins. All here in the pages of this broken story. I wonder if we did it. We ended up doing something. That's probably us and my two best friends, Dawn and Laura. The walls are gooping. We are talking. Can you hear us, Lorraine? The killing. A son will be devoured. All the cattle will be enslaved. This shadow lies in your future. Our domination. If you listen, Lorraine, you are the key to damning the world. We are irrepressible. You can only join us, Lorraine. Lorraine, we are one. I don't know. I don't even know what's going on. Like, I don't know if... Okay. I don't know if any of this is, like, real? Or if there's actually, like, monsters around here. That's disgusting. Or... if this is all in our head. Or if there's, like, magic or, like, some kind of satanic... thing. A history of Solomon Island. That's all it says. The note is illegible now. Locked. And back to normal. We just decided to go through hell a little bit.
Stories are told again and again, and from their shape we build our understanding of the world. Two children are led into the woods. They are lost for a time, but then are captured by an old witch. The child goes missing in Atlantic Island Park. He wanders lost for a time before finding his way into the mouth of an old witch. In the oldest version of this story, the mother and the witch were the same person. I never wanted to be the witch, but I am, aren't I?
Kids broke in today. It has been so long since I heard laughter, so very long. I took one of them. I couldn't help myself. It was fast. The others didn't notice. I liked hearing him laugh, this boy from the academy. I put him on a slab. I tickled him until he couldn't breathe. My machines came to life, whirring in time to his gasps and shrieks. I think this is delightful. The change wrought in me by the machines is not yet complete. There must be other children I can lay on my slab. What does that mean? Eyes without sparkle. Must be a depressing book about motherhood. Hansel and Gretel. This must be the original story sitting right there. So yeah, we probably have turned into the witch. Oh, and we found a secret and a cutscene. Cool.
Callum. Callum! Callum. Callum. Callum!
He's behind you. You should turn around and look. Get the strength of Cthulhu. Ah. It was us all along, wasn't it?
Hey, Lorraine. Lorraine. Don't blame yourself, Lorraine. People lose things all the time.
I was thinking at the beginning it sounded a lot like he was talking about her child.
Take a deep breath and think about the last place you saw your son.
In my heart and mind, I always return to Atlantic Island Park.
Alright, well this has been The Park. Rather depressing story. It was pretty good though. I mean, it was definitely scary, had some good jump scares, had a good narrative. It was more so of a walking simulator, but, you know, I don't mind that, especially when it's got a pretty decent story like this, so... This is kind of an older game. I don't know, I think it came out in 2015 or so. And it was pretty good. I enjoyed it. It's my first time playing it. So, hope you guys enjoyed it too. Be sure to like and subscribe, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Later.